Hi there, DaveMadMax 6 for Muscle Insider. We're back at Gold's Gym, our stomping ground, with Merlin, Biggie.
Sir.
This is D-Bill by Roser. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing good. Doing really, really good today. I love this weather. It's a little bit overcast today, but it's still kind of warm. A little tiny bit of crisp in the air. That little New Yorker in me obviously likes a little bit of crisp, but it's a good day.
What do we got going on the show today?
Today's an interesting day. We're going to, first of all, we are going to answer some questions. Ask Merlin Monday. Got a lot of questions this week. I answered a couple of them on this morning, right on the post, but I saved a whole bunch of them to answer today on the show for you guys. And then also we're going to be doing got a big day with actor, Hollywood superstar to be, James
right.
Preston Rogers. You guys have seen me training him on the show. He's gone from 248 pounds to 275 pounds, and he's becoming a monster. But the big thing is that today we're very, very proud to be saying that his movie, The Masked Saint, is hit theaters actually yesterday, and we're all going to go see him together with James. We're going to go to the movie tonight. We're going to go see it, so it's going to be a blast. So we're going to catch up with him. He's on his way here now, so we're going to catch up with him a little bit, talk to him, and then we're also going to film tonight from the theater, as we walk in, everything. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're excited about it.
Very, very cool. All right, you guys. So thanks for coming in, and we have a good show today. Hey guys, so yeah, this is Gold's Gym, the first week of January. So of course it's packed over here. So a lot going on. We're on the crow's nest where everything is above everybody a little bit. So there you go, we got the star. There you go,
Hey.
Big James back on the
Fancy
show.
meeting you here. We were just hanging out up here.
It's so cool. So today's an exciting day, James.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I'm gonna do my cardio now, and then later on we're all gonna meet for a movie night, and we're gonna go to see The Masked Saint later on tonight.
Opening weekend.
Yes.
How exciting is that? We've been talking about this for a long time, and it's finally here.
Yeah, it's been a couple years in the making. It's an exciting time, so I'm just happy to share with you guys.
Eric, how do you feel about this guy right here? How long have you guys been working together now? Do you remember?
About 4 months.
Yeah, it's been 4 months.
4 months,
The
yeah.
time flies.
Yeah, I mean, it's been, I met James. You actually introduced me to James, early on, and we had talked a little about, working together for a while, and then so it was in the makings for a few months, and then we finally sat down at the firehouse and said, let's start working together, because James knows that he needs to make a huge impact on the screen, especially in his genre. Part of it is just, besides being a great actor, is just how you fill up the screen, So, our goal has been to make him a bigger presence on the screen. And like I said before earlier, he's gained about 25 pounds of muscle. He's gotten harder, and we're still working on it. So, but as far as just working with him, he's just such an awesome guy. He's a great person. I had no idea how he was as an actor, until he sent me his reel and he showed me stuff.
Good.
And I was like, wow, this guy can really act. So, I mean, it's just a lot of fun seeing how things are progressing for him. And it's great being part of the journey from my side, because, it's my job to create physically what he needs to look like on the screen. And I know in the future, as he has different roles, I'll be challenged with, he's got to be bigger, he's got to be leaner, he's got to be, different looks. And it's a great challenge for me. So I just love working with him, and I'm looking forward to a great future. And it all starts tonight with seeing this movie. And I didn't train him for this movie. This was before I came into the picture.
Right.
But it's just exciting to, be able to go with James to this film and see together with him what I think is going to be what's going to really kickstart his career, because I saw some scenes from the movie and he's just unbelievable.
James, talk to me a little bit about the journey. Not so much, because we've talked about the training, Eric, and all that stuff. But what doors have been opening for you lately with this movie? And I mean, I know the wrestling community has embraced that movie. They love it. They love the character. They're like, why is this guy not on WWE fighting with us? And
I've seen some of the testimonials from Mick Foley gave a great one. I've never met Mick before. For him to say, I put those kind words together from you. It was a humbling experience. To touch base on what me and Eric have done since we've met, I did have a U.S. National commercial for AT&T. Basically, we went into the room, maybe 30 or 40 guys, and they kind of picked 2. just off look.
Wow.
Not reading, no dialogue, no dialect, no acting, no delivery, just on
Just
looks
visual,
alone.
visual, yeah.
Yeah, I made me and this other guy. Don't forget his name now. I call him Tiny. His name is Winston. He's my buddy Winston. We got to do the AT&T commercial. Just on looks alone, in LA, I'm one of the top 2 warrior looks, just on looks, and that was the extra 20 pounds that I was looking for.
That's
that
awesome.
Merlin was able to magically put on me. So
That's
because
awesome.
so now this is pilot season now. So now I'll be doing scenes, shows, auditionings. I'm just so ready. I've never been this ready before. I'm like a caged animal, man. That's
You
gonna get at it.
You get some big wigs, agency, talent industry also knocking on your door. It's really exciting for you.
Yeah, some really big agencies looking at me now. So, man, it's a dream come true. It's all happened all within a year. I've been here about a year. It's just things in LA happen so fast. Back home, you dream, and maybe one day, I got here. It's snowballed, and meeting guys like you guys and people down here really embraced me. It's been a great experience.
Well, we're so happy for you. You deserve all the best, and we can't wait to go see your first movie. It's a first movie for us to go see you on the big screen. It's
You
gonna
didn't
be
see
so
Pixels?
exciting.
You guys didn't go see Pixels?
This is like a major role, though. This is a major role.
Yeah, I'm
for you.
actually in this movie.
This is a little bit more. But I told James he's not allowed to get excited during the movie and body slam any one of us during the film. He's got to stay calm and in his seat and relax. I don't really feel like getting my back
I believe we're going to be sitting with one of the stars of the movie. How great is that?
It's going to be a lot of fun, and I can't wait for tonight. And I'm so happy for you, man. And I'm looking forward to so much more great stuff happening in 2016 with him because he deserves it.
Truly blessed. I'm truly blessed, man.
All right, well, thanks for coming in today to give us a little bit of update, David. Go do your cardio. We're going to train, and then we'll catch up with you guys at the movie tonight. Yeah.
See you at the movies.
All right. Hi, Big E. So we just wrapped up another workout. We talked to James for a minute, got a little bit of update with him, and now we have some fan questions.
Yes, Ask Merlin Monday questions. I saved some good ones for you guys. I have a lot of them today, so I'm going to try to be short and to the point. Our good friend Fentress Lane asked a couple of questions. One of his questions was, Merlin, what are your thoughts on using a foam roller? I actually think that foam rolling is great. It really is really great at taking the knots out of muscles, getting the lactic acid to move through the muscles, breaking up adhesions in the muscles. I just encourage people to do the foam roller stuff after your workout and not before, because if you're doing really true foam rolling, it's actually very, very hard on the body. It's exhausting, and it releases a lot of toxins into the system when you break up all those adhesions and everything. So I would save that for after the workout and not before. And before the workout, I would do more warming up. But I'm a total believer in foam rolling. I'm guilty of not doing too much of it myself when I should, but it's an excellent thing to do.
Kind of like the stretching.
Kind of like the stretching,
Yeah.
but it's definitely a good thing to do, especially for people who've been training for a long time and they've built up a lot of tightness in certain areas. Also, Fentress, you also asked me a question. You wanted to know about warming up the shoulders before like chest and back, and what I thought the best thing to do would be. To me, that's a multi-phase thing. When you're warming up the shoulders, I would always do the internal external rotation movements that we've shown on the show before. You might also want to do rotation movements this way, and also forward. And I also recommend doing, if you're going to train shoulders or back or chest, if you do a series of side laterals, front laterals, and bent laterals, just to work the shoulders through its different ranges of motion. You'll also warm up the joint very well as the muscle. And for people who have really bad shoulders, one of the things I also recommend is doing wide grip pull downs and wide grip seated cable rows to just work the muscles in this direction, as well as pulling for the pushing movements, because when you work the antagonistic direction, it helps to warm up the joint better. So you could do like a series of shoulder rolls to start things off, just to get some blood in there. Then you could do some pull downs and seated cable rows with a wide grip, high reps, and then you can finish off with internal external rotation on a cable with a dumbbell. It's a great way to do warm up the shoulders. Okay, so let's see. The next question is from Steve Marcioni, and you asked me, when you're training, what is your body using for fuel? Is it using the carbohydrates that you just ate before you work out, or is it using stored carbohydrates? And basically, your body is really using glycogen, which is stored carbohydrates. So what you want to make sure that you do is, when you're done working out and you've depleted your glycogen stores or the sugars that are within muscles, is you want to make sure that you eat carbohydrates after the workout, and you continue eating carbohydrates so that you can refill those glycogen stores. You're not going to really work off of the meal that you eat right before you train, which is why a lot of people ask me, Eric, how come you only eat usually fats and proteins before you work out? How do you have any energy? And I say, well, the reason why I have energy is because you're really working off of stored glycogen, not off of that meal. And I prefer to just use proteins and fats before the workout because I don't feel like I feel like I keep a more stable blood sugar level during the workout, which just keeps me more focused. So, Steve, basically you are using glycogen, so you want to make sure the most important thing for us is to always to replace the sugar stores in the muscles after we're done with workouts. When you're done with the workout, you want to use high glycemic carbohydrates to fill them really very quickly, and then you want to continue to have a few more carbohydrate meals afterwards, so that you're fully fueled for the next workout. Okay, next question is from Dwayne Davis. I think this is the first time you asked a question. Glad to see you on there. You wanted to know, how do I determine how much cardio a person needs depending on their size? That's really a difficult question to answer. That's something obviously I have to see. It's not really so much their size, it's really depending on what their goals are. Depends on where the body fat percentage is and how long they have to lose that body fat. There's a very big difference between how much cardio I'm going to have somebody do if they're 15% body fat versus 10 versus 25, or if they're 12 weeks from a show, or if they have a year to get ready for something. So basically it's for me it's not so much of a scientific equation. It's really that I'm able to look at a person's body, see where they're at, and give them a good base to start with in terms of how much cardio I'm going to do. But then I have to base everything that I do on results from thereafter, because if I give you 30 minutes of cardio and I'm not getting the results that I need, I might have to raise the cardio. I may have to adjust the diet and leave the cardio. So there's really not a cookie cutter thing where I say, well, this person should get 30, this person should get 20. I have to rely on what I've done in the past, my knowledge of the body, my knowledge of looking at people and seeing where they're at and trying to figure out where I believe they should start. And so it's based on, that's why I give people questionnaires before I start with them, because I need to have a lot of information which helps me determine what their metabolism is like, what their lifestyle is like, what their training is like. So like I said, there's no cookie cutter explanation, but there is a base that I like to start from, and then I have to look at, that's why I have people send me pictures and they wait every week or two, because I have to figure out whether we're getting the results we need, and then it's from there that I figure out how much cardio they need to add or subtract. Okay, next question is from Anna T. I'm not going to try to pronounce your last name, way too complicated for me. And you just wanted to know, how do I account for vegetables in the macros? I actually don't account for vegetables. Vegetables basically are just fibrous, and your body is not digesting most of it. It's moving through your system as roughage, so you're not going to really getting too many calories from them. So I don't even bother putting vegetables into my macro count. I just have them as an additive, so you don't have to worry about what it says on the label, because most of it is roughage. It's going to move through your system. It's indigestible fiber, so you're not even going to digest it. You're not going to get the calories. It's just healthy for moving food through your system and for the micronutrients that are involved in them. Next one is from Andy Tequila. That's a cool last name. Tequila,
I know, is that real?
You wanted to know what contributes more towards getting a pump, carbohydrates or vasodilators? Absolutely 100% carbohydrates are going to be way more than... Listen, vasodilators and these, citrulline malate and agmatine and arginine and all these things, they started coming out, way down the line, and everybody was just eating carbohydrates back in the 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s to get good pumps. I mean, so if you basically are on a low carbohydrate diet, you could take all the vasodilators in the world and you're not going to get a good pump. You need to have glycogen in the muscle, you need to be hydrated, and that's the only way you're going to get a pump. Vasodilators, they're great, but they're only great as icing on the cake when you already have glycogen filled and you're already, you're hydrated, like I said. So don't ever try to be on a low carbohydrate diet and try to make up for it with vasodilators. It's just not going to work. So carbohydrates is definitely number one for getting a pump. Okay, one more to go. We're getting this in right before I think it's going to start to rain.
Yeah.
Max Cervantes, I believe. Big Max, how you doing? This is the first time you asked a question. Very surprised, because you're always around, but you never ask questions. You wanted to know, and this is an interesting question, what's the most important things to be looking at when getting your blood work done, and how would you use them in planning your training and supplement use? Basically, for us, we're most interested in where our testosterone levels are, where our estrogen levels are, where our cortisol levels are, because those are the main hormones, and thyroid as well, that are going to tell us how well our body is if it's in an anabolic state. You know, if cortisol levels are too high, we're not going to be building muscle. If testosterone levels are too low, we're not going to be building muscle. If thyroid levels are too low, we're not going to be burning fat very efficiently. So those are the things you got to look out for basically when you're getting a blood test, and see whether you're within the healthy range for your age. Then of course, if you're not within healthy range, you know, there may be things you could discuss with your doctor in terms of, you know, hormone replacement therapy and things like that, just to get you into the normal range. There's nothing wrong with it. It's very, very healthy for guys, especially who are, you know, mid-30s and up. When the testosterone levels come down or the thyroid levels come down, to get them back to where you were in your 20s. So it's not only for, you know, physical performance and for physical transformation, but it's also for health. Also, if you're somebody who uses PEDs, you also want to look at liver enzymes and those levels as well, to make sure triglycerides, your HDL, your LDL, and those kinds of things, to make sure that your body is healthy. Because, you know, as we all know, PEDs can have not only a transient effect on these things, but if you've been taking for a very long time, or if you're somebody who maybe has health issues in your family, you could be screwing with these levels a little bit and becoming very unhealthy and leading to some type of a disease. So you want to make sure that, you know, your liver enzymes and your cholesterol levels are in check, and that they're at a healthy level. Otherwise, you can be causing illness later on in life. So those are the main things that you want to look at. If you want to talk more about this specifically, then just send me a private message. But I figured that should help you for now. So.
Hi guys, so we're at the movie theater for the opening weekend of the Saint, and I got two of the people watching the movie, just got out of the movie. What did you guys think of the Saint, the Masked Saint, you guys?
I thought it was really great. It gave a really good message, and
Very positive.
that's why we really wanted to come see it. We read the preview on Fandango, so
Really?
we picked that movie tonight over anything else.
Really? What did you think, sir?
Well, it's very nice to see faith-based stuff in the theaters instead of the typical stuff.
Yeah, and mixed with action at the same time.
Yes.
Right? Was it too violent for you guys? You think it was too violent a little bit, or?
Well, I think for her,
Part of it I didn't watch just because of the broken leg part, but the leg. But it was a real story too, which I really.
It was a great, yeah, it was a real
I liked
story.
reading the end about the true story.
Based on a true story, yeah. So it kind of gives you some hope, huh?
Yes.
A little bit.
It did.
Well, thank you so much for coming and watching the movie, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Thanks for making the film.
Thank you for talking to us. Hi, you guys. That's it. We're here opening weekend. We just came out of the movie, and it was great, you guys. How was it to? First of all, Eric, what did you think of the movie?
The movie was great. The movie was a lot of fun. It was exactly what I thought it'd be. It was like a great story. You know, it had like, you know, the nice sentimental side to it. It had, you know, the person coming down and rising to the top, and then it had the bad guy in it too, which was very hard for me to root against because I was sitting next to him.
Yeah, we just loved them.
But, you know, I kept on yelling the Reaper. Come on, Reaper, even though that's probably not who everybody's rooting for. But nah, it was just, the movie was great. It was great to see James do his thing. And it was really, the best part of it was being here with him. I mean, being here with him and watching him on screen is just...
He's bigger than life, man.
I mean, it's just amazing, you know, watching him do his thing, you know, because, you know, I'm in the gym with him all the time and he's training and, you know, I'm doing his workouts with him, but, you know, that's what he does to prepare for this stuff physically, but to see him do his acting and stuff was just absolutely awesome.
James, how was that to actually see yourself? I'm sure you saw the movie before, but this is actually the big screen. It's for real, man.
Yeah.
What did you think about seeing you on the big screen?
It was good. I mean, to see myself on the big screen, it was like, I'm a wrestling fan first, so see this character that I portrayed. Like, I've never been the Reaper, and in my professional wrestling career, to see this character that came from the script that I helped to create. It was really moving. I mean, it was really special to me, man. I was a thrill to do. I was just happy to be a part
You
of it.
were saying a little bit earlier, it's like, my God, I look really mean. I look really like scary. You actually scared yourself.
Yeah, with the lighting and the way they edited everything in the costume, it just it came off. I was really impressed.
Let me just say that it just goes to show how good of an actor he is, because James is like the nicest guy in the world. He's like the sweetest, gentle, nicest, sweetest guy, and you would never ever, this personality that he has of the Reaper is completely opposite of him. So the fact that he's able to bring that out of himself on screen, I thought was just absolutely amazing, you know, and it was so believable that now, like, I know people are going to walk around and they'll be like, Reaper, you know, because...
Well, let's talk about that, because this morning we were James was telling us some of the reviews that he's read and everything, and, you know, people were commenting on some of the cast and, you know, their name and everything, but every time they were mentioning you, they just mentioned the Reaper. They just didn't even know your name.
Yeah, which is good because as you read the write-up, it's always the Reaper. But every other character has the character's name and the actors in brackets beside them. So it makes me think maybe I created such a character that
It's like the Undertaker. It's like,
they can't see the actor playing this character, that the character's so strong. It's like, ooh, the bad Reaper guy. And so I haven't got many accolades, many credits. But for me, it's difficult to play a bad guy because in life, I'm kind of bigger than everybody. So if I was really a bad guy, it'd be really difficult for me to get through life. So I step back. I'm very easy and happy with everybody. That's just the way I am, being Canadian and all as well. Yeah. So I take life peaches and cream for me. So when I go to set list and they're like, okay, be mean and bad and rough. I'm like, I really don't have any practice with doing it.
You did a great job.
So it really had to dig deep into emotions that really hidden in me, and luckily I dug it out, and it came through on the screen. I was really happy with the finished product.
How long was that with that production? How long did it take you to shoot that movie?
We shot that in 15 days, man.
Really?
Wow.
Oh my God!
Super fast. The wrestling movie did in 3 days. I mean, I was beat up. We just did that first match maybe 20 times. We each match about 20 times. Like back to ones. I mean, you do one wrestling match and you're like. And they're like, oh, I got to do this 20 more times. I mean, I was like, cut, and they bring the cameras into the ring, and then your body gets all cold and stiff. Get back, guys, and you're like, oh, and you got to get back.
Go again.
Man, it was in Canada. It was like minus 20.
We know about that, right?
So it was really hard. It got cold, and it was really difficult to get started again. But I mean, it came out. I mean, they got a great team. I mean, the director, the cinematography, the lighting, the makeup.
Roddy Piper was in it. The late Roddy Piper. That was actually really kind of
great too.
What a character, man. He played the promoter. It was sleazy and cheesy. He has great moments. Really great. And it's funny in person as Roddy's doing in life. You're like, I love Roddy's a great guy. I'm thinking, I wonder how that's gonna look. But you watch him on screen, it's like, how the magic. Like I didn't see the magic in the moment, but on the screen, it's like, wow. He really jumps off the screen. He's a real pro. I'm glad I got a chance to do 2 movies with him.
Yeah, is it weird? Is it different? I guess it is when you shoot something the way you actually see it in front of you, and then when you see put it together, it's got to be completely different
because you do your piece,
and
you walk away. And everybody does their piece, and they bring the pieces together, and they cut it and edit it, and you kind of go watch the fish. Whoa, dude,
so it's magic.
Yeah, I love being a part of that. Like I was a part of that. You know what I mean?
Wow.
It gives me a feeling like I can't get from anything else. It's amazing.
I bet you have butterflies right now.
I had butterflies, man. I don't know. I was asking him. I'm like, are you like? How is this watching this? Because I was like, oh no. As soon as the credits came up, the opening credits, and I saw James Preston Rogers
took a picture of it.
I was like, yes.
I know. It's awesome.
It's
so cool. Awesome. It's so special to be here with you, James, for the first one. First one of many, you guys.
It's gonna be the first of many. The next one will hopefully be on the red carpet.
Oh yes.
Love this guy. Go see the movie because actually the movie itself was excellent, especially for guys like us who are into weight training, whatever, and we just want to get psyched. It's definitely one of those kind of movies where you just want to get psyched and get going.
Yeah, there's a couple messages in there. Like I got teary a few times. It is a faith-based movie, but they don't beat you over the head with the prayers and the church. There's stories within the story.
They balanced
great story.
Really, they really told the story well. I mean,
it gives you hope when you get out.
When I first got the script, I'm like faith-based. It's going to be really. But at the end of it, I was like, man, that's a great message. I left there going, I feel good about leaving.
Yeah, it's a feel-good movie.
I like the way at the end of I like what they did at the end of the movie where you took his hand at the end of the movie. Yeah. What you didn't really do in the beginning. With the first character.
He's not all bad. He's not all bad.
Well, we're not giving anything away.
No.
Yeah, just this way. I like what
there's
they did.
good in everyone.
Yeah,
that's the message, I think.
That's good.
Right?
There's a lot of little stories in there, man, and they all come out. I'm so lucky.
Thanks for having us. It's a very special
Thank you very much,
for us.
guys. I appreciate it. Muscle Insider. Coming at you.
We're so excited.
The Reaper, baby.
That's right. I know I keep calling the Reaper. It's called the Max Saint.
The movie's the Max Saint. He plays the Reaper. James Preston Rogers. He's gonna be in tons more movies to come.
On to the next, you guys.
Thanks for following us,
Thanks,
guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for one of the greatest, Christopher the Saint Samuel.
Sometimes the bad guys gotta win. Like tonight. Go do your job.
You've always been a man looking for a second chance.
Pastor Chris, welcome to Westside.
We need money, Michelle.
Where in the Bible does it say thou shalt not wrestle, huh?
You back and let me tell you something. The fans are gonna love it.
Not back.
Yeah, you are. You just don't know it yet.
The world can only be changed by our action.
I can't believe this!
Not this time!
It's the Saint!
What is this? Nikki? Nikki, nothing. You are under contract. Look at me when I'm talking to you. That means I sue you.
The Lord never gives
Gives
us
us more than we can handle. I know.